In a previous lesson, for which I'm going to put the link in the description, we have looked at how to use the Unpivot feature in Power Query to be able to transpose part of your data and have at the end a nice and clear table. So in this lesson, we're going to take it one notch further and make it even more complicated. We're going to start with some data like this one, where I have some countries, some items, and then actual versus budget for a few months, and where also I have some grand totals, etc. And I want to transform everything into country, item, then one column for budget versus actual, the date, and all the sales number into one column. This way it will be way easier for you to do any analysis. So let's go back and let's start. And first of all, I'm just going to show you a few things. So this is not merged, for example. It looks like it's merged because what I used is just to select those three cells, and then under home you have an arrow. In the arrow, if you go to alignment, you have center across selection. So this will center the text without merging the cells, which gives you the same effect. The other thing that you have is here you have blanks, you also have some blanks here, and you have some totals and grand totals. And this is done as an Excel table. So I'm just going to show you how to do it. So let's go back, table design. So we remove this Excel table, and then we select our data, and we do insert table. Here we select my table has header. We untick it because I don't want this to be considered as a header. We say OK, and we get this. We need to format this a little bit. So we just go here. We do none to remove everything we had before, and then we untick header row. So this column 1, column 2, column 3 goes away, and we have the same design, the same data, but now it's an Excel table. So I click inside my Excel table, I go to data, and then I get this tab, get and transform data. If you don't see it, it means your Excel version is before 2016. There is a free add-in called Power Query. If you install it, you'll get this. So I'm just going to click on this one from table range. I get my Power Query editor, and here I need to do a few steps. So first of all, if you noticed here, it has promoted some headers. So now actual becomes a header, and I don't want it as a header. So I'm just going to click remove this, and then this change data type, I don't want it also. I just want to keep the source data. First thing I need to do, if you see here I have Japan and some nulls. I want to fill with Japan. Here I want to fill France and so on. So I select my column, I right click, and then I do fill down, and there you go. Second thing you do, you need to find your anchor columns. So here I have two. I have country and I have item. Once you know which ones are your anchor columns, you click on the first one, then you press Control, keep Control pressed, you select your other columns, and then you need to merge them. So you right click, merge columns. You need to select a separator that is not in your data. So here, for example, the semicolon is not in my data in those two columns. So I can keep the name of the column merged and merge them with a semicolon. You can see here I have country, item, and so on. So now it's time to transpose my data. So I can go to transform, and here I have transpose, and you can see that I get the data in a different way. Here I have actual and budget, but again I have some nulls. So what do? The same thing. I select the column, right click, and then I do fill down. So we get actual in the nulls, and here we get budget. Once we do this, now we can start promoting those headers. So we can put those headers here instead of column 2, column 3, 4, etc. So to do this, let me select the first row and then go to home and then do use first row as headers. So now we have the first row as a header. If you noticed, it has applied automatically change type. I don't want this because it's just trying to understand that this is a date, this is a number, etc. So I'm just gonna click and remove it, and now I can use the unpivot functionality. So what I'm gonna do is again find my anchor columns. So again, here we had the actual versus budget, and we have the months. You can have more than this. That's fine. You just select them by using the control. You click on both of them, and then here you can do right click, unpivot other columns. So now we are left with 4 columns. We have actual versus budget. We have the dates, like the months, which are formatted this way. We have a merge column, and we have the sales values. I need to unmerge this. So I'm just gonna click on it, right click, and then you have split column, and you can do by delimiter. What is my delimiter? It already understood that it's a semicolon. I say OK, and I get Japan and shirt in different columns. If you noticed, again, it has changed the type for the same reasons. I'm just gonna remove this, and now I need to clean up a little bit what I have. If you noticed, I have here total, grand total, etc. So I can just filter this by going here and do text filter does not contain. Here I'm gonna type total. I say OK, so now they are gone. And then what I need to do is to change the headers. So here is actual versus budget. Here is the months, the country, the item, and finally the sales. Also, I can just move the country and the item up front. So I select the first one, press Ctrl, select the second one, then we move them here. So we have them all in the right way. And now I can change the data type. So here it's a text. So I click, I can select text. Same for this one, it's a text. Actual versus budget, same. The month is a date. So I can click and do date. The sales, I can choose, for example, decimal numbers. And then I'm done. It looks good. We're gonna do and result, for example, and then we just do close and load. So it will load this in a new sheet. If you see end result, now I get the right thing. To fix the format of this, I can just select column D, go to home, click on this arrow, number, custom formatting, MMM, which means I want the months. So now you can see the months and everything looks fine. So now it's time to try to add some additional data and to see whether it works. So here I have some additional data for April. So I'm just gonna insert a column here, and here I need to stretch my table. So I just click here, drag it, and now I can just cut the data, then paste it here, cut this data, paste it here, and obviously we have this that we missed, so we put it back. So now I copied my data. I'm just gonna change the format of this because this is just APR, so I can make it 1 April, and here I can put 1 April. Then I go to my end result, I right click, refresh, and then I check. I have April, as you can see, for actual, and here I have April for budget. So it works automatically. So this is the concept. So I hope you like this methodology that will allow you to take some raw data that is in a very, very unworkable shape, I would say, and fix it so you can start your analysis quickly. So let me know in the comment section whether this methodology worked for you, and please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.